Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle silences Home Secretary Yvette for making personal attacks on opposition MPs during topical questions in the House of Commons. In today's video, we will check the clip, react, and also go over all of the latest political news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all things Westminster. So, as stated in the intro, Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle silences Home Secretary Yvette for making personal attacks on opposition MPs during topical questions in the House of Commons. Have a watch.
We'll be we'll be making savings from asylum accommodation by getting the system back in order. And I know the honourable member has been kicked out of the Tory party leadership contest because he can't count.
I'm going to say to the Home Secretary, I expect short answers. These are topicals. If there's other questions you want to go along, do them early. We will be staying here longer than you probably expected, because it's not fair to the backbencher on either side that I've got to represent. James Cleverly, let's have a good example of a short topic.
Will she be drawing down from Treasury reserves, yes or no?
Home Secretary.
Well, this government has already been putting in place the funding to try and make good the total chaos that his government left us with.
What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, a rise in employers' national insurance in Labour's first budget would be another blow to small businesses, according to the deputy leader of the Liberal Democrats, Daisy Cooper. She said in an interview, "Many of us are very concerned about the state of the economy that the Conservatives have left. Thanks to the Conservatives, our economy has effectively been flatlining, and we have families all around the country still struggling with a cost of living crisis. At the same time, the Conservatives put our taxes up to record levels, and people feel as though our public services are on their knees. The Labour government has got a terrible inheritance, but what we have said as a party is that in order to get growth and to build our economy, we want to see the government investing in health and social care. Health and wealth are two sides of the same coin, and only if we can help people get back to work and access the care that they need can we then get the economy moving again. But at the same time, we also want to protect small businesses as well, and we are concerned by rumours that the government may be thinking about increasing employers' national insurance contributions. We Liberal Democrats believe that small businesses are the engine of our economy, and we really need to be using and empowering, incentivising small businesses, not delivering another blow and another piece of red tape that's going to make it harder for them to invest in their small businesses and to keep our communities alive." She also outlined the party's policy to tackle issues with water companies. If you look at England, Wales and Scotland, all three nations have very different structures for their water companies. Some are privatised, some are nationalised, some are non-profit, and in fact, sewage dumping has been a major problem across all three nations. So, what we have said is that we want to see a new model where these companies would be turned into public benefit companies. The real thing about a public benefit company is that the companies would be required in law to meet environmental principles and deliver on those before they can make any profit, and we think that that is the best model to tackle this issue. In other news, rumours about Chancellor Rachel Reeves's tax raid on pension savings in the upcoming autumn budget have reached boiling point, analysts are warning. Specifically, reports suggest the new Labour government is slashing the 25% tax-free withdrawal amount attached to pension pots. Stephen Cameron, pensions director at Aegon, is sounding the alarm against hasty decisions as speculation mounts over potential changes to pension tax rules on October 30th. Cameron urged for cool heads amidst fears that some tax benefits might be withdrawn immediately following the announcement. Now is a time for cool heads, not heat-of-the-moment decisions that could have a negative impact for decades to come, Cameron stated. He emphasised the importance of long-term retirement planning and the role of tax incentives in encouraging pension savings. The retirement expert's comments come as recent polls reveal growing anxiety among pensioners, particularly women, about potential changes to pension policies. A recent poll conducted by Skipton Building Society reveals that 70% of Britons feel worried or anxious about the upcoming budget announcement. Women are particularly concerned, with 77% expressing anxiety compared to 62% of men. Despite these concerns, men are taking more proactive steps to prepare for potential budget changes. While 53% of women haven't taken any action, only 32% of men say the same. Some men have increased savings, 15%, boosted pension contributions, 13%, sought financial advice, 12%, or opened high-rate savings accounts, 17%, in anticipation of budget impacts. Financial experts advise caution and proactive planning in light of potential budget changes. Helen McGuinty, Skipton Building Society's head of financial advice distribution, emphasises the importance of understanding one's pension situation and seeking professional advice. It's really important at any age to take the initiative, be in control and plan ahead, she states. Be aware of the decisions you are making and how they may impact your financial future. McGuinty suggests even small increases in contributions can make a significant difference over time. Even just extra £5 a month, for example, could take you a long way, the pension expert notes. Skipton Building Society offers free pension health checks to its members and initial consultations for pension planning to anyone looking to improve their retirement savings. Lastly, public sector workers are set to be shielded from Labour's proposed tax raid on employers' pension contributions, while those in the private sector face lower wages and less money in retirement. Reeves is expected to announce plans to impose national insurance on these contributions in her upcoming budget on October 30th. The measure, aimed at raising £15.4 billion, will exempt the NHS and government departments, as the Treasury is expected to reimburse public sector employers to prevent significant budget cuts, at an estimated cost of £5 billion. This decision means the burden of the tax increase will fall entirely on businesses and private sector workers. Experts warn that employees in the private sector could face less generous pensions and reduced future pay rises as a result. There are also concerns that introducing national insurance on pension contributions could undermine salary sacrifice schemes. It could remove incentives for companies to offer these schemes. Sir Steve Webb, a former pensions minister and a partner at the pensions consultancy LCP, said, "It is highly likely that the government would reimburse schools, hospitals and other public sector employers if it decided to charge national insurance contributions on the money which employers pay into workplace pensions. Such a measure would therefore fall entirely on private sector firms and their workers. If this policy was implemented, private sector firms would, in future, be less willing to offer generous pension packages, thereby reducing the retirement incomes of today's workers. This would further increase the already large gap between public sector workplace pensions and private sector pensions. Any increase in payroll costs would also be likely to depress wages, probably in the form of lower future pay increases. There is also the risk of unintended consequences, that this could hit salary sacrifice schemes and ultimately affect the take-home pay of workers who currently benefit from such schemes. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.